This episode of the Inside Runner podcast is brought to you by SaySky. You can shop the full range at saysky.com, where you can also score 15% off our exclusive discount code using the code IRP15 at checkout. Welcome to episode number 433 of the Inside Running podcast. A massive thank you for being with us for another week. Medium-sized show for you this week. We've got some news from the Perth Track Classic. We've got some stuff from Sound Running. That was a meet sponsored by ASICS, I think, over in the US. New South Wales 5K champs. We had a boy in action over there. The 3K champs happened in South Australia as well. We got Whispers, Moose on the Loose, Listen to Question, and we'll preview a few things that are coming up as well. Welcome to my co-host. I think this week he is back home. He might have a few homes at the moment, Moose, but back home in Anglesea. How are you going this week?
I'm good, mate. I'm back exercising. It's not running, but I'm doing some stuff. I'm getting the heart pounding, getting the legs moving. I'm back up to Canberra tomorrow to the Holy Land where the goat resides up there.
Oh, let me introduce you to our other co-host, ladies
I'm
and
not
gents.
talking about croaks, but yeah,
Who
go
are you
on.
talking about?
Cam Myers.
Oh, that goat. Oh, yeah, there's a few goats. But our other co-host, Moose, gives me great honour in welcoming him this week because he is the new South Wales over 45 5K record holder, Bradley Crorken. Welcome to the podcast and congratulations.
Thanks, Brady, but I don't think I am the over 45 New South Wales record holder because
I got it certified today, Crooks. You are.
I'm not registered with New South Wales Masters Athletics.
That's not what the email I got today said. Let me read this out for you. Hi, Brady. Yes, that is the New South Wales Masters record for non-Masters members. The club looks after themselves. I checked. He is fully registered with Athletics New South Wales. I'll send you a photo of him running. He will need to just apply for the record, but that is just a formality. Done.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's in the books, Moose. He's in the books.
I reckon Scotty Westcott's broken 15 before as a 45 plus. But look, I was happy with the run. I actually enjoyed it. Well, I enjoyed most of that race. So I'm happy with how it went.
Can't wait for the recap. Looks good out there, Moose. The stream, Athletics New South Wales let us down, but we did get a man on the ground thanks to Sam Jones for logging onto our Instagram account for us and giving us something to watch on a Saturday night. Do we want to go with you first then, Croaks? Give us a week. This is a race into a race, I guess.
Yeah, so obviously had the 3K on the Saturday, and then we did an hour 45 on the Sunday, which is a little bit shorter than what I had been doing. I've pretty much been doing 2 hours. And then, Monday I ran for an hour, 4:25. So my knee was manageable. It was a bit like ordinary at the start of runs, and then it would go away. During this week, I decided just to have some anti-inflams, not go overboard with them, but more so just take them, first thing in the morning or late at night. But it certainly wasn't bothering me too much while I was running. So that was Monday. Another week of not riding the bike just because I wanted to freshen up as much as I could. Didn't do a double Tuesday. So the session we did was this was at the track, 5 600s of 75 seconds recovery. And then we had a 2-minute break after the last 600. And then we did 5 200s off a minute rest. All the 600s were pretty much 148, 149. So around that sort of 15-minute 5K pace. Felt much better this week on the track. I think just racing, sort of resets what your body thinks is hard. And so I just felt a lot smoother. The 200s in particular, I think I was rolling 31 highs, but I actually felt smooth doing it. I actually wore for the first time the Vaporfly Next Percent 4. Really enjoyed that shoe, and because I enjoyed that session, I was like, I think I'll use that for the race. Then Wednesday, got out for another hour, 424s. This one was a little bit flatter than what I normally do out at Mulligan's. Thursday, 46 minutes, 424s. And then, Friday morning, did basically the same run that I did the previous Friday. It was just, 35 minutes and a few strides. And then, Saturday, I'm in an iron whether I was going to do a morning run. Like I did a morning run the week before, and I was like, is it going to help me or hinder me? My knees definitely not like 100%, but I ended up going out anyway. I actually wore the Neo Zen 2 for the first time on this. Like I only did just over 4K at 426s. Quite enjoyed it. I think it feels a bit more stable than the first version.
It's a lot different though, isn't it? That's Mizuno Neo Zen that we're talking about here. Like it's a lot different than the first one, Moose.
Yeah, it's different foam. It's more filled in, a lot more stable. First one maybe a bit poppier, like a bit more magic to it, whereas this one's probably a bit more usable.
What length of run do you reckon for this? What's the longest you could run in this thing? Is it a long run shoe?
I think there's better long run shoes. I think even the Neo Vista is probably a better long run shoe. This is more light, fun, bit more flex to it. To me, I would save this for some shorter runs. That's what I would use it for. It probably doesn't have enough stiffness for me for a long run.
Yeah. So ran to Little A's and then, we road tripped up. So Liam drove and Jack and myself went up with Liam. So I got picked up around midday. It's about 3 hours up there because those guys were in the D grade race, which was at 5:30, I think it was. So we got to the track at about 3:30, I reckon, which was probably a good time to get there, given there was an Ed Sheeran concert on that night, and parking, I reckon, later on would have been like terrible because all of the major car parks around Homebush were already like sold out through like pre-booking. Had a couple of hours just to chill out, which was nice. Like I guess one good thing about going back up to Sydney to race is like there's a lot of people that I've got to know over the last like 25, 30 years who I don't see that often. And so guys that I used to race against are out there now either as parents or coaching, that sort of thing. So had a good chat with like my first, I guess, like proper coach who took me from, 405, 1500 to 348. So it was cool. Like, he coached me like 25 years ago and he's still out at the track and he's got a 16-year-old there that's running like 16 flat for 5K. And then warming up, noticed a massive difference from the week before. Like it was way cooler to the point that I remember before the 3K, I sort of 5 to 10 minutes into the warm up, I'm like, I'm already feeling shit because it's so hot. Whereas the warm up, I felt real poppy, did a few strides. I'm like, yeah, I feel good. But also the guys that I went up with, Liam and Jack, they both ran 5K PB. So Jack broke 16 minutes for the first time and Liam ran like 16:19. And they almost ran similar pace. So what they ran for the 3K, they almost held that for basically another 2K. So I'm like, okay, well, the conditions were obviously pretty tough in Canberra. This race has sort of brought that 3K has brought everybody's fitness up a little bit. Like going into it, I just wanted to enjoy it for as long as I could. I thought to myself, if I'm going to race like once a month, I need to enjoy doing this. And so I thought, well, I just want to get into a really good rhythm so that I go through a kilometer. It feels easy. So I'm then in a positive mindset. Because I think the worst thing about a 5K is you want to delay the negative thoughts for as long as possible. So my goal was to stay as comfortable and as positive for as long as I can. And I pretty much did that. I wasn't focused on time. I thought, look, if I run 15:30, I'll be happy. And I knew that all the guys that were in my grade, like it's going to be a 15-minute to 15:30 race. So I don't need to be worried about the pace. The guys will focus on that up the front. I'll just sit in and try and go to sleep. And I think every lap, so after we sort of went through the 400 meters, like Scotty Westcott was sort of just past that, and he was calling out like the split for that last lap. And, you know, I was hearing like lots of sort of 73s. Like obviously the first K was a bit slow, and then hearing lots of 73s, and I felt aerobically really strong. I'm like, well, that's good. Like I don't need to do any more than this. And I'm actually enjoying racing. So I feel like I just went to sleep for, I don't know, 3K maybe. And then I started to get these thoughts about, would it be a pussy move if I just actually just keep rolling around this for the whole race and not bury myself? And then I reckon we got to a K to go, and I'm like, oh, I'm working, but I still feel really good. And then with 800 to go, I started to think back to the past when I'm like, okay, I've got some legs here. I can rip a really good last 800. So I start to like wind it up, and I sort of just moved from like last all the way through to almost basically the front of the chase pack with down the back straight, 600 to go. And at that point, I'm like, oh, maybe I've gone a bit too early from 800 to go to 600 to go. And I got to the bell, and I'm like, oh, I'm still feeling okay. And then it was very, very similar to the last lap of the 3K, where it's like, want to accelerate, but I'm like, I've got to get to the finish line. And then with just over 100 to go, my mate Ben Liddy, he's there going, shorten your stride, Croaks, and like, yeah, I just had this massive sort of quad lock up again with like 50 to go, where I felt like I was going to face plant. But I was stoked. Like to run 15:10, I feel like, you know, following the process. And I think if you're racing on the track, like you can't come out and like race your best race first up. And so like I'd be fairly confident that if this was the start of a track season and I've got another 2 to 3 months, like following this process, like I'd be pretty confident of breaking 15, like in, you know, 6 weeks time, with just like I think a lot of like my fitness is really good. It's just that race fitness to be able to close the races. I feel like I've got a really small window between being super aerobic and then when I want to kick down, it only lasts for like a couple of 100 meters, and then I'm lactic and I'm gone. Whereas back in the day, there was comfortable, and I could accelerate like 6 seconds a lap. Whereas now I accelerate 2 or 3 seconds a lap. So I think I closed in 68, but I just go super lactic and tie up, and yeah. So 15:10.4, I think, something like that. So
15:10.41, Croaks.
Yeah.
Last 3 laps, 68 for the final one, 71, 71, 72, last 4 laps. I got goosebumps when he went to the front, Moose. He looked amazing until the last time we saw you at 100 meters to go. Like I was like, shit, he might collapse here. Like he just looked like your legs were full of cement.
And just the ages of the people in my race. Like,
yeah, get this. These are the people around him. One by a 20-year-old, second 19, third 18, fourth 25, fifth 21, sixth 20, seventh was you, 46, eighth 18. And then Matthew Ho in ninth, he was 42. And then
I used to coach Matt for a while.
And then Matt Dawson, 41. Then you had a 21-year-old.
Yeah, and that's where those guys, like I think one of the guys ran like 62 last lap to my 68, and that's and I was still in front of him with 300 to go. So he's put that 6 seconds into me in 300 meters.
He was next to you when he started. He didn't come from behind, though.
I reckon he was pretty close to me with 300 to go.
Yeah, the guy that comes second ran 62.4 for the last lap.
It made your tie up look a little worse when there's a bloke running 62 going past you.
Yeah,
I guess it was with you at the bell.
I guess I'm proud that I put it out there. If I had my time over, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have just sat in until maybe 450 to go, because then I reckon I may have lost half a second in that sort of 350 meters from 800 to go to 450 to go, but I reckon I would have closed a bit better in that last 450 than what I did.
There is no shame in closing in 68. Like that's 14:10 pace. That's 250 pace. Like I think it's a great close, 68.7.
Yeah. But also, why do you want to slow down in order to run a fast last lap? Don't you want to run the fastest that you can?
Yeah, but I think by running a little bit too quick too early, I may have made up a bit of time in that 300 meters, but it probably then cost me a little bit in the last 200 because I wasn't able to like run through the finish line. I was like hobbling to the finish line.
Yeah, but like let's say you run 73s instead of 71s. That's that you like then you're relying on running 64, 65 last lap. I would think the better strategy for you is to do a more even effort rather than wait for the last 400s to win that time.
Yeah. I think like another
the guy. Oh, I was just going to say, Crooks, that guy. So you had the guy out in front, but then there was a guy who pretty much led the chase pack for the whole race until you took over. And he was running like, it was a real mix. It was like 75, 71. I had a slab bet going if you'd break 15. And when I saw the 71s early, I was like, he's going to do this. And then a 75 come up and I'm like, beautiful. 75s do not help the cause here.
That was probably the highlight of the night for me, was somebody like Moose backing me in to break 15 minutes. Sorry, mate.
And Ali Pashley. But I reckon if he goes earlier, Moose, and he gets on the rail, because he spent a lot of time in lane 2, I think it like... Yeah, going in, I was like, I'm happy to take the over 15 bet because of what you did last week. But I think after you ran 15-10 the way you did, it's probably you left some time maybe on the page, but at the same time you would have had to run a more difficult style of racing, and you wanted to have fun. I think you executed it beautifully, and thanks for winning me 2 slabs.
You're welcome, Brady.
It's the first time I've actually taken a bet where I've backed someone to get something rather than back them to fail.
Won't happen for a long time now.
I thought 71. I'm like, oh yeah, we're on. Croaks can race. Very rare he has a bad race. And then that 75. But then the troubling thing for me was that you just sat at the back for the 75. Like you didn't go around and run 72 to go from the back to the front. And then I thought, oh no, this could be all over here. Already chasing time after the first 2 laps.
It's because time, but it's because time
C division.
And I think that's the difference with like a lot of these young guys. Like they go in with like pure time goals because they've never run certain times before. Whereas me, it's like, well, I'm not going to run 14:20, so I may as well just race it and enjoy the race and try and switch off, because I reckon most races that I've ever done on the track, like I've been fixated on the time, on the clock. Whereas this one, I just basically fixated on the guys back in front of me and tried not to think about how many laps there were and just try and actually enjoy it and feel comfortable. And then before you know it, it's like, shit, there's like 3 or 4 laps to go and there's a few guys around me that I feel like are starting to struggle, and I'll start to now move up.
Such a good way to race, because then the time takes care of itself.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't, did it?
No. Well, I think 15:10 is a great time.
No, it's a good time, but it ain't winning me a slab.
What about he tried to pull out of the slab too, Croaks? I'll never confirm that.
I actually, if I wanted to press that, I could have got out of that pretty easy.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, so we stayed up and watched like the B grade and A grade races, and then drove home. I think got home about 12:30 this morning, so sleep was a bit ordinary, and then got out for 2 hours this morning. So
of course you did.
Yeah, just under 28k at 4:19s, which body's pulled up fairly well, just a little bit sleep deprived. So that was a week of 106k.
Was there ever discussion to be like, maybe we cut the long run a bit, like cut it back to 70 minutes or 90 minutes?
Slow it down a bit, maybe?
Yeah.
No sleep, just ran the fastest 5k you have in like 5 years.
Nah,
been in the car 6 hours today.
Set a state record. You know, what do we need now?
2 hours hard on hills.
Yeah, the gap pace is 4:06.
We'll be happy to know that. I'm going back to just that real bread and butter, like controlled K reps, controlled 6-minute reps for this week. Pump the mileage back up a bit, but just back off the intensity for a couple of weeks now.
So good. I know we take the piss out of you a bit, Croaks, but so good to see you racing. So good to see you like just throwing down in races, going to the front. Like he's 45 and had heart surgery, didn't you? You got a loop recorder. Like that's a fucking fairy tale story at this stage. It's only early Feb, listeners. He's got a whole list of races he's still targeting throughout the year.
Need to stay injury free. That's my goal. It's like if I can, be talking in like November, December, and have not really missed too many weeks of training, I think I'll be fitter then and running better than I am now.
Careful about that knee.
It's a big if.
That knee is what I'm worried about still.
Well, I got treatment on Thursday night with Jimmy Barker, and I'll be going back regularly. So I just need. He said it's a bit to do with just a bit of like hip stability on that left side, which then sort of loads up the quads and the knee.
Keep an eye on the big shoes too. Had a listener write in saying bit of correlation between blokes who run in that Vomero Premium and knee pain coming on.
I don't know if I put this in the group chat, but that's one thing that like I was trying to pinpoint when my knee pain started, and so I ran track on this was like the week of the 3K. I did a track on Tuesday, fine. 90 minutes Wednesday, fine, and then Mulligan's was closed Thursday and Friday. So I'm like, well, I'm on the bike path. I've got 45 minutes. I'll put on the premium. And I went out and I felt garbage because I felt like my stride was all over the place. My proprioception wasn't there. And so then on the Friday, I put on a bit more of a snappier shoe, the Puma Deviate Nitro 4, and did some strides and felt great. And then I woke up Saturday morning and had the sore knee. And out of the whole week, the worst run I had was the one in the big bouncy shoe where I couldn't work out when my foot was going to hit the ground and my hips were all over the shop.
Don't you have to wait for like studies to come out and stuff, Moose? Like you're just saying someone messaged you saying watch out for that shoe.
Well, it kind of makes
note.
Nah, it kind of makes sense though that like big shoes load the knee more. We know that. It's like saying barefoot shoes load the foot more, the ankle more. It's not a wild philosophy or conspiracy theory. It's pretty much it's what even the shoe companies kind of know. So like maybe there's not some specific study that says exactly that, but that's just how things work. Like and I would like more cushioning can definitely load the knee more. Higher stack shoes, like how you're describing, overstriding, running with a slower cadence, higher ground contact time. Those things change gait in a way that might not be beneficial for knee load.
Yeah.
So let's maybe I don't blame the shoe, but I blame the changing gait caused by the shoe.
What's your next race, Croaks? What are we putting in calendars?
Well, potentially that one here in Canberra, March 6th.
Oh, yeah.
I just have to see whether, like, how much stuff I'm going to do there and whether it's more I'm just actually helping out on the night as opposed to racing, because Viv signed up for it. So kids will all be out there. And so we'll just see. If not, maybe like the Canberra Marathon 10K, which is April. And then Sydney 10's a race that I'd like to sort of run fairly well at in May. Fond memories of Sydney 10. Love Sydney 10.
We spoke about it on that bonus show the other day. Someone wrote in a question asking Croaks to describe his Strava display photo, Moose.
Oh, yeah?
He spoke about it for about 15 minutes. We went through all the results. So it's him, Stewie, Jeff Hunt, Jake Birtwhistle, Liam Adams,
Andy Buchanan's all in the one photo. Oh, and our man from Queensland, he's behind you. Super coach, Jacko Elliott. Jacko Elliott's behind you there. I can't see his face, but I can see his singlet. Croaks is just putting them all to the sword. So if you want to go for a deep dive into someone explain their display photo, that's the place to do it over there on Patreon. Just one thing, Brady, on the runner's experience up there, because I obviously haven't done a lot of track races over the last 10 years, but how good's this? There was no check-in. All you had to do was rock up to the start line 10 minutes before and put on a hip number. Not even a bib. Didn't even have to wear a bib.
Yeah, that's good.
How good?
So good.
Need more of that.
Yeah, but they also didn't provide a live stream, so that's a cross.
No, but
they kicked Sammy off the track. Some bloke, one of the officials, kicked Sammy off the track who was trying to film it.
They videoed every race. So when you go to the results section, every race is there.
Yeah, but it's There's a
It's
difference between
delayed.
watching a replay and a live stream.
Yeah.
Have they got commentary on those races? No. Like, do people
No,
sit there and do it?
Yeah, no, there's no commentary at the ground.
Oh, no commentary in the arena either.
No.
Oh, so it's kind of like like this is a state championships, Croaks. I know what you just explained. I do agree with you that that's good quality and nice and relaxed. But is it a bit too relaxed? Like, sounds like a community night of 5Ks.
Yeah, maybe. Like, no, I feel like there was still like that. It catered to the old school runner, like guys like Scotty Westcott and all the coaches there, like calling out like 400 meter
Splits and stuff, yeah.
and that sort of thing. So there's definitely that, I suppose, elite side of it where like people are really invested in like the times that people are running.
Yeah, that's good. Moose, what have you been doing? Couple bike rides. How's the knee pain?
Knee pain's still there, so I've never got over that yet. But I've got a bit of a more specific rehab plan, and being away from home, I didn't have access to my gym, so it did fall down a little bit. But yeah, this week I'll just go into the first. I pretty much put all the rides up here. So it was, where was it? 29th of Jan. No, that's ages ago. Sorry.
It's the 9th of Feb, Monday.
We got the 10th of Feb, Tuesday. I went out with Chris to Stromlo and rode some mountain bike tracks. So now that the store's open, I'm not like on that 14-hour days trying to get it prepared to open. So it's open and I can get work done in normal hours now. So we went out early and rode from the Stromlo mountain bike park, like the Stromlo, what do they call it there? What do they call that? Stromlo Park or something?
Stromlo Forest Park.
Yeah, so there's like a big car park in between the mountain bike area and the road circuit, and then the cross country circuit sits below the road circuit. It's exceptional out there. We rode up this trail, I think it was the number 2 trail, and out the back of the park. And as you climbed up, Canberra sort of had this fog sitting pretty low, and the mountains around the city were popping out of the cloud. So it was awesome. I should have taken a photo, but we were just riding. So I didn't really stop. But yeah, just beautiful up there. And it's just such a nice place, this Stromlo, except I hit traffic for the first time ever, Croaks, out there. Like trying to get back from Stromlo to Fishwick.
Yeah.
Heaps of traffic.
Was it like 8:30 in the morning? 9 o'clock?
No, it was more like 7:30.
Hmm.
It was more like 8 o'clock, actually. Sorry. Yeah, it was busy. Wasn't that busy. It only took us like 10 minutes extra, but it just doesn't, you just never see traffic in Canberra. So it's weird. The next day we went out to Majura Pines, which is again like a little mountain bike area, a little forest that's on the side of Mount Majura. And I forgot to start my watch, but we rode for about an hour. Some solid climbs up here, some more technical riding. It's very difficult stuff when you're not a very skilled mountain biker. Like we got stuck at the top of one hill and I had to like quivering going down the hill, shaking because it was so steep and there's like boulders and stuff. I didn't love that part of it, but it's a cool area right here. Do you ever do long runs out there, Croaks?
Yeah, you can, like, because Mount Majura and Mount Ainslie are pretty much joined, so you can sort of do a lap around Mount Ainslie and then go up sort of the saddle between the two and then go into the Majura pine forest.
Yeah, it's good. It's, again, like Stromlo. So we're out there. There's one other car parked in the car park. 500,000 people like in Canberra, and there's one car park in like one of the best mountain bike areas ever at a normal time, 7 a.m. And out Majura, only people in there. Didn't see another soul. But what's going on here? Like, do people not get out and exercise in the morning in Canberra? I know Croaks doesn't, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't
know. 9 o'clock the next night after the sort of did all the duties, I've made a point now of burning calories, and getting this routine where I exercise every day. So I jumped on the spin bike that I have here. It's a shitty one. It's not like Croaks' $5,000, Croaks, for your one.
Nah, 4.
$4,000. I got on this thing,
Hey,
you know where
is that a joke?
nah,
Yeah, no.
That's how much those things cost. $4,000.
Yeah, but it's good, isn't it, Moose?
it's so good, but it's $4,000. I mean, who's got a spare $4,000 just sitting there on a piece of cross training equipment?
Really? That's shit. How much are like ellipticals and stuff?
Oh, you can get it for 2 good ones.
Yeah, okay.
Well, my treadmill was 5.
Phew, that's got $9,000 sitting in his shed.
Yeah, no, this bike was comfy, and like I looked up at the screen, and you know these robots that he races against. They've all got like blonde hair and like blue eyes, and I think he's got a few like online computer girlfriends that he flirts
It's
with.
full of shit because the TV wasn't even on.
Yeah, he flirts with these girls on there, but they're computer girls. It's fun. I mean, it's harmless. I guess Viv doesn't care if there's robots.
Don't tell Viv. Brady, can you beep this bit out because she does listen to the show?
Yeah, let me say. I'll just put some sound effects or something over there.
Oh, mate, don't say that.
Yeah, okay. So the idea behind this spin bike is high heart rate. So I'm doing like hit sessions. So I get on 5 minutes. I got a little hot box like Croaks. There's no airflow, and I just sweat the house down. I did 15 minutes of minute on, minute off, but there's not a ton of difference between the on and the off. And yeah, geez, the heart rate goes up high. It's a hard 20 minutes, I tell you. The next night I did the same thing, except I did 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And I'm hitting some heart rates here that like very uncomfortable stuff. I'm not fit at all, but I'm also not a cyclist, and the temperature in this room's not helping. But it feels good. It feels good to work again. Like I'm really pumped about exercising because I was starting
to... It feels gross though, doesn't it, Moose? You just feel the sweat just dripping down down your legs into your shoes, and feels very uncomfortable.
Like we've talked before about how it's hard to get your heart rate up on a bike. So 180 heart rate for me feels so much harder than 100, like on a bike. Like I did these spin sessions, and I'm wondering whether I'm going to get to the end of 15 minutes because that's how hard it is. And my legs are fatiguing. I'm just sweating. Like I'm feeling like this booming in my ears. It's nice to hurt again. But I got out the next morning. Outside feels great after you do these things. So I just did like an hour around town. And then today I went out at the earliest I could get out was 11:40. So it was sort of warmish. And I did this loop. I went on, it's called Denham's Track. And it's like a roller coaster of fire road. No, it's fire track, but you can't get a car on it. It's too narrow for a car, I reckon. So it's very sandy and it's real slippy. And there's some gradients in there that are probably up at like 25%. And I was like, it was so hard. I spent over a minute and a half above 180 beats per minute going up this one climb. And the legs, I'm sitting on the back. So on the mountain bike, it's really hard going uphill when it's slippery because you got to get all your weight on the back so the tires aren't skidding out. And there's a few times that they skid it out, and then because the gradient's so steep, you start falling backwards. Like the front wheel starts coming off the ground, falling. And so I was halfway up the hill, and then I would skid out, and I would have to stop and restart again. And yes, it was real difficult. But I cycled for an hour 10 or something, and hour 16, and then I got off the bike, and it's the first time I haven't felt my knee since like the day it started hurting. So all this cycling must be starting to get some good stuff going with the quad, whereby my patelis tracking properly. And I'm like, oh, there's some hope here. There's some hope that this cycling could be good for me. But yeah, I'll leave my bike here, go up to Canberra tomorrow morning. So I might try to get to a gym and jump on a spin bike, picking up some kettlebells for the back of the shop. So I'm a bit more fired up now to live a healthier life. And yeah, the hard work for the store, like the long hours is over. So I can carve myself out like a half an hour at night to get some training in now.
Good. Do you have to like re-scan it or anything to make sure it's healed?
Sort of just considering that. Yeah. I'm going off pain. I'm considering having another look at it because it is a bit sore still, and I was expecting for the pain to go away by now. But Ali kind of.
How many weeks has it been?
4? I reckon it was like the 20th of December that I got sore. So it's
when you stopped running though.
Yeah, like 2 days later. Geez. So we're like 6 to 7 weeks. And I thought it was more than actually. I've probably got to go back. It's more like 7 weeks, I reckon. Maybe 8, 7 to 8. So it's been a long time. But I mean, bone stress, it could be. But some bone stress injuries take 12 weeks if it's in a funny spot. And so that's why I'm not getting too concerned. And I haven't done much rehab for it. So I haven't so it's time for me to do the rehab, get cycling, stop being fat, and just get inspired, get motivated.
23rd of December, Moose, looks like your last run.
Yeah.
So that's a few weeks ago, yeah. Yeah. 7, 8, 9?
Oh, 9. Is it 9?
Wow, what? I'm just
now I'm concerned. Now I'm concerned if it's 9.
It's 5 weeks in January, wasn't there? 2 weeks so far. This one.
7 or 8 weeks.
That's 7 last week of December. 8.
Let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is 5, bad podcasting. 6, just 7. Counting.
It's nearly 8. It's nearly 8. It's nearly 8.
Okay. Good luck with that. I'll whip through this week. Singles this week still, boys. Haven't introduced doubles yet. Monday I was sore. Had a few DOMs after running on the hills in Bendigo. Did 45 minutes easy, 4:45 pace. Just took it real chilled out. And then I actually moved my workout from Tuesday to Wednesday because I was like, I've just done my biggest run in like 4 months and also my hilliest run in like 4 months. So let's just give myself the extra day to recover. So I just jogged on Tuesday, 70 minutes, 4:45 pace again. I think I could have done a workout, but I'm like, there's no point. Just move it to Wednesday, which I did. So Wednesday workout was 4x3K off 90 seconds walk between. I think I got my surfing terminology wrong last week, Moose, because I started Googling like pipeline and stuff. And even Carly had a word to me. She's like, you're an idiot. There's no such thing as like a surfing pipeline. That's why Moose was so confused. But I meant like the barrel or the green room or in the tube. in the tube, you know what I mean? When it's coming over your top.
I can't believe you're going here again, Brady.
Heaps of people hit me up going, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about with those thresholds when you're just riding that line.
Yeah, so, the green room. The green room is a colloquial, like it's a good one. Love that.
Does that make sense? Like when you do thresholds properly, it's like surfing in the green room.
Yeah, like you're getting pitted. You're getting pitted.
I don't know what that means.
So Brady, it looks like this session you're in the green room for 3 reps and then what's that?
Yeah, first 3 reps I was in the green room. First 3 reps,
yep, and then you got wiped out in the last one.
I wiped myself out in the last one, yeah. Just got up to LT2 croaks. But yeah, that's if you're someone out there that smacks your thresholds too hard, just have that mentality that you want to stay in the green room for the first 3/4 of your workout. So first 3K was 3:26 average. Second one was 3:23. Third one was 3:20s. And then I did 3:12s for the fourth one. It was hot out there too, boys. 24 degrees when I finished this workout. Strava always rips me off. So like when I finish my workout, I just go straight to my phone and just check. I just Google Miami weather and it's like feels like 24 because Strava probably says it's 16 or something. But
why aren't you on Medio pace?
Yeah, I got to get on Medio pace. Well, because it used to be a real big didn't it used to be a real big like formula that would post in your Strava description? But now he's slimmed it down, hasn't he, Phil?
Yeah, but that just goes into like the comment section. But you can cut what you want from that.
Oh, okay.
You know where you go in
I had
and
to then click more to see like people's actual notes about their workouts.
Yeah. You know where you're going to write comments? Yeah, it's like that gets automatically put in there and you can delete part of it if you want.
Okay. Could have told me that when it was 40 degrees up here for like 7 days, Croaks. I would have been getting some real meteo pace kind of data coming out.
I think you can retrofit it to you so you can see.
You?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You might have to tell me how to do that. But that was good. Good workout. I was happy with that one. Thursday was 60 minutes, 450s before school. It's dark early in the morning at the moment, boys. You probably don't know that, but dark at 6. Friday the same, 75 minutes, 436 before school. Saturday did my second workout of the week, which was 10 by 3 minutes at threshold again. Just 3-minute reps are so good at threshold because they're just over before they get hard. Had a minute walk between, average like 3:14 pace. So kind of just squeezing it down a little bit off last week. And then Sunday, I've just been a punching bag on Sunday long runs at the moment, boys. A couple of weeks ago, Archie comes back to town, just buries me in a long run. Last week in Bendigo, everyone gets excited. I'm home, buries me in a long run. And then this week, do you know AJ Beermoose from Ballarat?
Ballarat fella.
Yeah, ran 2:21 at Ballarat last year.
Had a great race there.
He said he's in town for a music festival. What are you doing Sunday? I said, yep, I'm doing 28K, 4:15 to 4:25 pace. Half steps me the whole 28K today. And I've got to get better at having like laps set up on my watch because all I have is time of day. And then we get like 1K from our cars. And I'm like, how many Ks are we at? Because Nath Stoughton and Anthony Reid were there as well. And Nate's like, yeah, we're at 27K or something. And I'm like, yeah, what pace are we averaging? And he's like, 4:04s. And I'm like, the fuck are we doing running 4:04s? It's just
as if you didn't know you were running.
I knew we were moving, but I didn't. I would have guessed 4:10s. But I'm like, why are we doing this? And I said, AJ, I'm like, I told you 4:15s. He's like, yeah, I'm just ticking along. Nate Stote's always good for a quick long run. But yeah, he said I could blame him on the show because I'm like, Croaks is going to get into me about this.
It's dead flat out there, Croaks. It's not like where you run. And
that's why I could talk. My heart rate average is 142. Yeah, 20 degrees this morning. This isn't ridiculous, but coming back into fitness, workout yesterday, you just like probably don't need to be running 4:04s for 28K.
Yeah. Well, you were the
more risk than
reward.
Bloke. Yeah, he's doing Boston as well. So I think he was trying to like just belt me up a bit.
Flex a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Smart by him though.
I've been thinking about my hit list. Do you reckon I can put the girls on my hit list if they're in a different race? Like Izzy, Leanne and Lisa?
Not relevant though. Like you got to go head to head for it to be a race.
Because they start like 15 minutes or 20 minutes early or something, don't they? So just keep guys on the hit list. Like Chris O, Jordan Donnelly, AJ Beer, Ned Brockman. It's a fair list at the moment. That was a week 114K. Brady's back at the number one man on the mileage, boys. Took down Croaks by 8Ks. How good's that? Didn't get any state records, but I've won the most Ks of the week.
You reckon you would beat him on the track right now?
No way.
You don't reckon you're on 15:10?
I haven't ran under 3 minutes a K for like 4 months.
I reckon you would, Brady.
You think I would?
I remember back in the day when I was your age, didn't actually have to be real fit to run 15:10.
Yeah, it's a free pass, isn't it, when you're that age?
Yeah. Well, when you're 38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel I don't have that intensity would smack me. Like going through a K in, what'd you go through in Croaks? 3:05. I would be in a world of hurt. Like my fastest 3-minute reps at the moment are like 3:08.
I reckon you'd be close. Maybe not beat him, but you'd be close.
I'm just edging nicely, I feel, at the moment. I've got 9 weeks. I can handle a 28K long run at low 4s. Can do 4x3Ks. Just give me another couple of weeks and then we might do a 5-week marathon block. Just see. Just got to be patient. Let's thank some patrons.
You got accommodation in Boston yet?
Yeah, I'm staying with Chriso and Norwegians.
Really?
There's a few of us. Chriso just said this is where we're all staying, book the same place. We're out near the university.
That's the VIP experience with Chriso.
Yeah. Can you imagine the carry-on that follows him around?
I just don't want it. You know when you catch up with people from another country and they all start talking another language that you can't understand? That's what I'm concerned about. Like they're always going to be lipping me off and I've got no idea about it. So I might start trying to learn a bit of Norwegian between now and then. You know our man Jordan Donnelly is going to be there as well. Big Nike guy.
Yeah, he's everywhere, that boy.
He's at every major running event around the world.
It's his
Well,
job
he used
now,
to live there, I
which-
think. So he's.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like,
when he worked for Puma. What was
I'll
it
show
with
you the sites.
With Addy. Puma or Addy, I reckon.
Yeah, so he's going to be a great tour guide around Boston. This episode is brought to you by Say Sky. The Spring-Summer 2026 collection is inspired by the unspoken poetry of running, the grind, the breakthroughs, and those quiet moments where you find your rhythm. Because running isn't just a sport, it's a way of being. It's showing up for the early alarms, it's the heavy legs, the long runs, and chasing the feeling rather than the finish line. Say Sky is for runners who don't take shortcuts, who zig when others zag, and who find meaning in the process, always moving forward at your own rhythm. You can shop the full range at saysky.com, where you can also score 15% off with our exclusive discount code using the code IRP15 at checkout. Say Sky is also available at selected retailers across Australia, so you can check it out in person and see why so many runners are switching to the Star. Let's move on though. Let's thank some Patreon supporters. Croaks, kick us off. Who you got?
I got Mark Pavley. So his Strava bio says that he's from Denmark, but I know that he's been spending some time over the last few years living in Sydney. He's run 39.16 at the 2024 Sydney Marathon 10K, 88 minutes at last year's Canberra Half Marathon, and 3:23 at the 2023 Sydney Marathon. Nothing on Strava since September 2024. And I'm pretty sure he's a legal consultant in dispute resolution and regulatory engagement.
Got a lot of lawyers who listen to this show, don't we?
Is that what that is? Like breaks up arguments between companies?
Yeah, like mediation, I suppose.
Yeah.
He works for one of them, maybe? Works
Could
for
come
one
handy
side?
for us, Moose, one day, knowing lots of lawyers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised it hasn't yet.
We nearly needed one once, didn't we?
Yeah, we got close.
Real close that time.
That was fun. One day we'll tell that story. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think if you tell that story again, if you told it now, would be in legal trouble. Stay away from that one. But yeah, some of these guys could come in handy, our Patreon supporters. Who you thanking, Moose?
I have Shane Walsh from Adelaide. He is in a hot vein of form. So he ran all these PBs last year. They were 19:03 at the Padawalonga Park Run. Croaks, you go the park runs for PBs, but I'm just not sure of it. I mean,
We'll
pay it to Shane. We'll pay it, but I'm not sure of Shane. 48. It could be 4.8K. We just don't know. We've got to be careful, Croaks. Like there's integrity around this. I'm sure it was 5.2 though, and he's got stitched up. So he ran 19:03 at the Padawalonga Park Run, 48 minutes at the City to Bay 12K.
Well, that's a better run there. 48 minutes. That's 4-minute Ks for 12K.
Yeah, it's downhill there though.
Yeah, it is.
Tailwind, point to point.
Yeah, 80 minutes at the Adelaide Half Marathon, and 3 hours 18 at the Melbourne Marathon. Oh, he's run. He probably could cut that marathon down, I reckon.
Yeah, he's gone double your marathon time plus 19 minutes. Still, it's decent. Still in the ballpark.
19 minutes? Does it get... As you get...
20 minutes. Double it in 20.
Double it... Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
Double it in 20 is not too bad. But as you get... as your paces get slower and the duration of the run gets slower, does the discrepancy between half and full get bigger or smaller?
I don't know.
So, like, if you've got a
bigger,
if you've got a 1 hour, let's say you got a 60-minute half runner guy, because no women are running that. Let's say you got a 60-minute half guy, and they're running 2:05. That's half plus.
Yeah, it's
5
half.
minutes.
That's double it plus 5. So it would get bigger.
Yeah, but then it's probably a percentage, isn't it? So it's probably more percentage based. So, like, what's that? Yeah, someone do the math on that and let us know.
Somebody's probably done a research paper on this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they could just lock in at the same pace and hold it.
No, that makes no sense at all. That
Yeah,
somebody.
because they don't come from a history of athletics and have the fast twitch fibers.
So you're saying that somebody who runs all out.
I'm not saying. I'm just throwing out possible
So,
theories.
but what you're saying is somebody goes all out for 2 hours for a half marathon. They can just keep going for another 2 hours and make it a 4-hour marathon.
No, but they might slow the second half to 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Oh, but it's the longer you're out there on your feet, the harder it is to maintain the same pace. You've got all that stuff like dehydration, depletion. Yeah. You've got fatigue.
I'd say there's a bigger gap the further along the finishing times you get.
Now there's also a lot of.
I didn't say I was saying the other one. I just said it's a theory.
There's also a lot of it differs on people's physiology. Like there's people out there who are genetic, who generally are much better at the strength type stuff.
Yeah.
Or if you've actually been training, I suppose if you've been training properly for the marathon, you're probably not going to leak as much time in the second half.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to thank Matt Whitaker. He's from Melbourne. Fast boy, Matt. He's ran 14:57 at the 2020 Richmond Harriers 5K, 31:30 for 10K, 68:16 at the 2023 Burnley Half Marathon, and 2:22 at the 2024 Ballarat Marathon. He was fourth that day, I think, Croaks. Fourth? Yeah, he was fourth. He was doing drug testing with me after the race. Bit rough coming fourth and you get drug tested.
Yeah. I reckon that is too.
Yeah.
Geez, that's expensive to test a bloke coming fourth.
I think because they got paid down to fifth, they probably just tested everyone who got paid.
Isn't a test that costed like $1,000 or something? Test.
When I think I came fourth this past year, and I was like, oh, now I have to do drug testing, and I've just gone fourth, and they just waved me through, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's good.
It's good they're testing people for sure.
Great, they're testing people.
Yeah.
Here's also, I think this is his most impressive race because if you know the Shepparton Marathon, he is the course record holder of the Shepparton Marathon on bike paths and stuff the whole way. He ran 2:23:28. He was the 2021 Australian 50K champion as well. And how's this for a title? He is the senior legal counsel at the AFL. Overseas listeners, that's the Australian Football League.
There's another lawyer.
He would be doing a lot around that concussion stuff, wouldn't he? You know how all the ex-players are suing or trying to bring lawsuits to the AFL because of their concussions 20 years ago?
I don't know.
Would that be him?
Maybe.
Don't know. It's a good title.
I think his parents come in the Torquay store a few months ago. Told me about how fast he was, and I was like, oh, shit, that is fast.
Mm.
A lot of parents come in the store telling you how fast their son or daughter is, and then they tell you their time, and you're like, yeah, it's not fast. In my head, that's what I think. But then this guy I was like, that is fast.
I think he's got a dog and a baby as well. So, Matt, good luck with all that. Thank you to Matt, Shane, Mark, all our Patreon supporters for keeping the show alive each and every week. Patreon bonus content last week included The Road to Somewhere. Ali Pashley, Nick Earl, Leanne Pompiani, and Nick's wife actually popped in as well, boys. It was good to hear Charlotte on the airway. She had a couple of questions for Ali Pashley. So that was good. And also Croaks and I, we're going to once a month, Moose, we're going to do a mailbag question and answer show. How many questions we get through, Croaks?
Oh, it's like 32?
32 questions.
We actually missed one. Yeah, next month we'll just go on the first 30 questions. They're actually all pretty good questions. Sometimes our questions are super specific to one individual, but these ones are more well-rounded.
How long did that show go for?
About an hour 40.
Oh my God.
I told Croaks to it was good though. Croaks and I had good chemistry.
I almost had to miss my gym session.
Yeah, he was real keen to get out of there at the end. I told Croaks to bring a good song for the intro, Moose, and guess what he chose?
Oh, how am I supposed to guess that?
Well, this is why I want to bring this up, because he chose 8 Mile, Eminem, Lose Yourself, from the 8 Mile soundtrack.
It is
great
a good song.
Great song. So if there's any web designers out there, I want to do something where on our website we can survey a lot of our listeners for what are the greatest greatest songs to run to of all time. So you log on our website. I need someone who knows how to do this to make it work for me. So please hit up our email address on our website. We'll pay you a landing page, and then you can just vote for like your top 10 songs to run to. And then I'm thinking, hopefully like most of our listeners, like 35,000 people vote for their favorite songs. We collate a massive, like, I don't know if anyone would have ever done this before over that amount of people. And then we pretty much, on the end of one episode, we count down the top 20 running songs that our listeners love listening to when they run.
And you get access to the playlist that you create. Someone created
then we make a Spotify playlist, the top, it's like Triple J, Hottest 100.
And we use those songs for our future Patreon episodes. We don't have to think about it.
Yeah, well, we're just giving them Nick Earl and just say, pick any of these songs only. Because I still like a bit of Toby likes a bit of freedom with the songs he picks on the monthly.
How hard does Toby try to sound cool when he picks his songs?
Oh,
to look real cool and eclectic and a bit different, underground. Like, I'm going to pick the James Bond soundtrack. Like the fucking
That was pretty cool.
No, it wasn't.
That was pretty cool. Nintendo 64.
Not very cool at all.
Chriso's just gone through a stage of picking Avicii. He's already picked his song for the OG monthly that we're doing this week. He's like, yeah, another Avicii song. He sent it through like 2 weeks ago saying like, lock in this song for the intro song. So for people not knowing what we're talking about, on Patreon, because we're behind a paywall, we pick different intro and outro music. And Leanne Pompiani picked Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of. I didn't think she had that in her. So inappropriate, that song.
Great song.
Great. So that would go top 10, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I reckon it would. 28 Days, Rip It Up would be up there.
No.
Throw a few out there now.
It's too Australian.
Yeah, that's all right. Like, Australians loved it.
Yeah, but I don't think our UK listeners are voting for that. I don't think our Norwegian listeners are voting for that. Our friends over there in New Zealand, I don't think 28 Days is very niche growing up in the
big song. That was a big
early
song.
2000s skateboard. Yeah.
It's on a surf movie that I watched. That's where I love it from.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon Eminem would land in there. Yeah, I don't know. But then Eminem would take votes off himself, wouldn't he? Like Till I Collapse would have a few. Anyway, anyone who knows how to do this, could you please contact us this week and just let me know how hard this would be to do. The running news is next, and this week's running news segment is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. Perth Track Classic boys watched it today. Difficult watch, real difficult watch. The sun was in a bad spot, so the camera kind of couldn't capture some stuff. The clock wasn't working for a few of the races, and the commentators were getting confused how fast actually Peter Bowl was running after the race. And there was only really 2 distance races that they had on the footage. So Pete Bowl, though, run of the night, meet record. He ran 1:43.89. Bob Abdelrahim from our discussion last week from Vic Milers, he was second. He's only young too. Another big PB for him, 1:44.27. Both those boys in their Adidas like red kits gave him. I wouldn't say he gave Pete a scare, but kept the pressure on him enough that Pete had to run all the way through the line. Tiarnan and Crorken was third. The UK or Ireland, I think it was Ireland runner, 1:44.53. All those guys ran world indoor qualifiers. 1500, Abbey Caldwell kind of got dropped by the pacer early and then got on the back of her and then pretty much had to lead from when the pacer dropped out all the way through to the finish line. She just turned the screws slowly. She ran 4:02, which was a meet record. Nozomi Tanaka, the Japanese superstar, was second. Stuck with Abbey probably till 250, 300 metres to go. She ran 4:06. Jaylah Hancock-Cameron was third in 4:07, which was a PB for her. And then in the results, there was this 5K that had, I don't even know how many people were in it, Crooks. How many finishes?
I reckon there was maybe 5 finishes.
Real weird. So Max Shervington, he won it, but he also had pace on his result. So I think he was the pacemaker. He won it in 14:25, beat Matt Smith in 14:30. Whatever third place ran, Croaks doesn't rate because he hasn't even put in the results here. Lots of DNSs, Harris, Ramsden, Cashin, didn't even start either, did he?
I heard a story about that. Cashin replied all to the email going out to all competitors asking to withdraw because it was such a poor field.
Oh, good on him.
But he replied all.
Probably don't need to hit reply all, but yeah.
And he said, I'm not coming over for this.
I love that the pacemaker has just won it.
I just don't know what this 5K. So because it wasn't in the coverage, I'm assuming it wasn't part of like their bronze continental meet. Because we got 4 of them, don't we? It goes Perth, Hobart's next, then maybe Adelaide, and then Maury Plant.
Yeah.
So these are like the 4 premier races that we have in the country, and this 5K race had how many people? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It had 5 finishes. And like the last 3 guys are running 15:28, 15:39, and 15:42. Like, what? Yeah, why was it there? I guess because you got Box Hill Burn coming up this Thursday, and that's meant to be loaded. Like Brett Robinson, Matt Buckle, Lyndon Hall's running and asked for like a really quick wave light. I've heard. So yeah, it's like why we got this 5K at one of these other big meets when no one's going, and they're all rocking up to this.
Yeah, and when you try, like this is sort of the pinnacle. These meets are the pinnacle of our sport, and if people have to sit through this, it's not it's not entertaining at all.
So I assume it was just an add-on. I don't know.
Yeah, and it would have been really early on in the meet, so it was on at 4:30 Perth time, and I guess all the other stuff didn't happen until 5:30. So
yeah, okay. So it just must have been an additional one. But no coverage for it. What do you got for me, Croaks?
So a bit of US news. So the Sound running meet was on a few hours ago. So I'm going to focus on the mile and the 3K initially. So men's mile, Cole Hocker, 3:45.94. So that's a US record and number 2 all-time indoors. It was 0.8 of a second off Jakob's world record. Cooper Teare was second in 3:50. Jack Anstey, Aussie, finished 6th, 3:52. And Sam Ruthe was 7th in 3:52 as well. Did you see any of this, Brady?
I think it was behind a paywall, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But Cole Hocker, I feel like since the world champs has almost just gone to a bit of a new level.
He's got all the tricks, doesn't he? He can kick home in a tactical race, or he's fit enough to run the second fastest mile of all time.
Yeah, can win 5Ks, can win miles, can do it all, like you said.
Yeah, when he throws that head back.
I reckon Jakob will want to make sure that he's well and truly fit when he comes back. Otherwise, Hocker's going to make him look a bit silly, I think. 3:45, crazy. In the women's mile, Emily Mackay got the win, 4:22, beat Sadie Engelhart, 4:23. We had an Aussie, Lauren Ryan, who was 4th in 4:26. Men's 3K, Nico Young, 7:33.32. Got over the top of Yared Nagu, 7:33.78. Ethan Strand was 3rd in 7:35. Geordie Beamish was 7th, 7:39. And Jackson Sharp, Aussie. I reckon you picked him one year, Moose, as one to watch. He finished 9th in 7:41. And in the women's, Nikki Hiltz got the win there, 8:34, beat Sinclair Johnson in 8:35. And men's 800, Cooper Lukenhaus, who is, how old is he? Is he 15 or 16? Something like that?
Yeah, I think I'm going to guess 16, still at high school.
Yeah, so he ran 1:44.03 to win that race. It was a world under 20 indoor world record. And number 6 all-time indoors for 800 meters. So he's definitely the real deal. Anything you want to touch on from that meet, or move on to my other bit of news?
No, you could move. Oh, actually, I'd love to see Nikki Hilt, Sinclair Johnson, Else St. Pierre, which we're about to talk about. For do they have US indoor trials to then go to their world champs? Like that would be a great head-to-head, both in all 3 are in form.
I'd imagine they will have trial, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've just put in here some other just results that have happened all indoors around the world. El St. Pierre ran a 4:17 mile, which was about a second outside the US record, but en route they take 1,500-meter splits. So she ran 3:59.33 en route to that 4:17, which was a US 1,500-meter record. Keeley Hodgkinson, I know it came out in the news a couple of days ago that she was going to run at the British Championships or trials for World Indoors, but she was only going to run the heat, and she was going to treat the heat as basically a final. So she did that. She ran 1:56.33, which is the third fastest indoor 800-meter time of history and a UK record. And then some Aussie results.
Hold up.
Yeah. Yep.
It's the trials for their world team.
Yeah.
But she's not running the final.
No, because she's got another indoor meet. Is it? I think it's the same one that Jess is doing, where Jess is going to maybe have a crack at is it the 2K world record indoors? Have you heard about that, Brady?
Nah, news to me.
Yeah, I think Jess is going to have a crack at an indoor 2K in France, maybe, or Belgium, or somewhere over the next couple of days. And I think Keeley's involved with that meet somewhere. And so doing 2 800s over the weekend was too much, so she just wanted to do one.
Yeah, so I'm not saying, like, obviously they need to pick their superstars, but if she's not running in the final, how does she go for selection? Do they have a policy that they're allowed to select outside of their trials?
Potentially, yeah, that might have a discretion one.
Yeah, well, on to one of my whispers or just like talking points. Georgia Hunter-Bell, she pulled out of these championships with a medical exemption. So, like, does Keeley just get an exemption being like, you're the Olympic champ? You don't actually need to be here. Cool that you're here for one race.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
You run the third fastest time in history. I'd say she's going to win the final.
Have the afternoon off.
Season opener as well, 156.3.
Watch Georgia Hunter-Bell though. She's the headliner for Maury Plant, and she's pulling out of her local championships with medical exemptions.
Yeah, well, she ran a 4 flat 1,500 last week, which at the time was world leading time indoors. But I guess El St. Pierre now has run 3:59.
Yeah.
Tom Powerfree. So I don't know if you guys have. I don't know if we've talked about Tom much on this show, but he was a really good junior here in Canberra and had the same coach that Cam had before Cam moved to Dick Telford. I reckon he may have run like 340 or 341 as a 16, 17-year-old back when that was like incredible. He's over at the University of Oregon. He ran 7:39 for 3K at BU meet. We also had Thomas Diamond run a 3:52 mile at the Husky Classic. Hayley Kitching ran 1:59.22 to win the 800 meters at the Husky Classic. And I saw this stat on Instagram that Ben Thomas became the 100th Aussie to break the 4-minute mile over the weekend. So I thought that was an interesting stat. We've had 100 people break 4 minutes for the mile in our history.
I like the graphic where it had every single name listed as well. Like you could actually go through that and be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy and that guy. And yeah. Do you reckon you could have done it back in the day, Croaks? Bit of bicarb, new spikes. Maybe it could have been more than 100. What'd you get down? Did you ever run a mile?
No, actually, I was chatting to Benny Saint last night about it, how, we ran 1,500, ran heaps of 1,500s, but never ran a mile. And he said that I think he said he ran one, but he's got 100% sub 4-minute mile record.
Every time he races one.
Yeah.
It's like 3:42, right? Or 3:41.
Yeah. So 3:42, I always thought it was like that 3:42 to 3:43. So yeah, I was like 5 to 6 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Super spikes, bicarb, Nomeo.
There's a lot of seconds in a 1,500.
I have done one. I'm just trying to look up what I ran. It was...
was it on the grass and was it really like 1,400 meters?
Oh,
yeah, you had 100 meters head start.
If you want me to tell you about grass miles, we can also do that if you want. But no, it was in 2012, the Victorian Mile Championships. You know, the Vic Milers Club would always have a mile. Melbourne Uni. It was super slow early, and then it got wound up, which I was a bit disappointed with because I was just making up the numbers out the back and kind of wanted a fast time. I ran 4:15.3, hand timed.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it could have been
That's
Would've been
probably
way
like a
quicker than
mid.
that.
It's probably like a mid 350, 1500.
Yeah, but the way we done it, Croaks, might watch that video when we get off air.
Of course, poor Hudson. Hey,
Who won?
come and watch this.
Oh, I've got it. It's on YouTube too. 608.
Who won that day?
He's just got to mute it. This is loaded moose. Oh, Mitch Brown, Steve Deneen. I don't know what I'm doing in this race. Do you want to do live commentary over the top?
No, just go to the finish.
I'm just trying to skim through now. Tom Thorthorpe. I remember him. Ben Toomey is the boss of Morton now. Everyone's looking at each other.
Can you just skip through?
Can we move on?
Kale Simons, remember that bloke?
Yeah, I used to train with Kale. I've got an actually funny story about Marty Dent giving him an absolute serve after a session.
Ooh.
Mitch
Save
Brown.
that for another time.
Yeah, we need legal counsel for that as well.
No.
Mitch Brown won it. He's just crossing the line now. He won in 4:12. Jeez, I've come home like a steam train here, boys. Zaka, dude, I've come like fifth, boys. Zaka, we're going to have to do something for social media. Anyway, what else we're talking about, Croaks? State. Yeah, that was all your news.
That's me done.
Moose, where are you taking me?
I got the B grade state meets over here. So New South Wales not too bad. So New South Wales 5K champs. Well, you were here, Croaks. Why aren't you talking about it?
Well, because I thought I'd do. Yeah, you roll through the results and I'll talk about the race.
Right. Okay. So I'll just read this out and then you do the rest. Luke Hintz, he ran 14 flat 0.4 to win. Smack it. Looks like he did this solo. Isaac Shaw, 14.23 for second, and Tom Davies, 14.24. In the ladies, Zoe Malhoosh, she ran 16.09 to beat Ainsley Van Graan, 16.12, and Eliza Norton, 16.14.
Yeah, so Zoe's a Canberra-based or Canberra athlete, coached by Des. Yeah, the men's race, like they started out actually quite conservatively. I reckon there was like a 73-second lap, and then maybe 600 meters in, Luke just went, and there was one guy that stayed with him for maybe a couple of K, and then he absolutely dumped him, and it was like a time trial. So bloody impressive run when you consider fairly slow start and then just ran it all solo. So I reckon he's the type of guy that if he gets in the right race, will probably run like 13:40 or something like that. So that was impressive to watch.
In the South Australian 3,000 metre champs, Will McCann, 3,000 metre champs. Do we have that in Victoria?
Vic Milers do the 3K early in the season, but I don't think it's like a state champs.
Yeah, we have one in New South Wales. It's one of the best meets they have in New South Wales in terms of just the amount of runners and the depth.
Mm. Yep. So Will McCann, he won 8:08, beat Adrian Potter 8:11. Thomas Dowd was 8:18 for third. And in the ladies, Amelia Sheridan ran 9:28, convincingly winning against Tessa Ebert 9:43, and Hannah Tornier, who's an under 20 athlete, ran 9:53.
Good to see the states firing up. That is the news thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Chances are you're gearing up for a race yourself, but how dialed in is your race day nutrition? Precision Fuel and Hydration makes it simple with a free online planner. It's on their website. Visit precisionhydration.com and get your numbers sorted today. Whispers, what about the confirmation that Stewie and Sam Tanner went to On Boys? How good's the kit look? How good was the social media around it? He looks happy. That kit is a beautiful looking kit. Rarely see Stewie nice talking on camera.
European style. They make good stuff over there in Switzerland. Their apparel is top notch on.
He's got 195 comments on his Instagram, 6,800 likes. It's a popular post.
It sounds like Sam Tanner's coming over to Melbourne. I saw on his post as well, somebody said, does that mean you're moving to Melbourne? And he wrote, yep. Because there's a bit of speculation there, I suppose, because he's obviously coached by Craig Kirkwood, same coach as Sam Ruthe, but I guess he'll be joining Mottram's crew.
Well, they'll be training partners, won't they?
Big move from Stewie to go from because Craig Mottram used to be like an athlete at MTC and there was a pretty a lot of drama when he left. Quite a lot of conflict, I believe, and I'm not sure those Nick and Craig are best of buddies. So it's a fairly controversial move. That's going to be maybe the rivalry in Australia becomes a little bit stronger now after this move, and the OAC and the MTC start going head to head at meets, and there's a little bit of fire, which I love. I think this
Good
is
for the
best thing for athletics in Australia is that you start getting supporters of each group. Like you wear, Croaks, you could wear your MTC hat, and Brady wear his OAC t-shirt or hoodie or whatever it is, and yeah, you just get a bit of a supporter groups, and the interest, the storylines behind these races get stronger and stronger, and good stuff. This
It feels like we're going back 10 years, Moose. Remember Mottram in the rain, beating Collis, after he left. And often when people do leave that group, they have to also leave their sponsors. So they're racing in, he was in Adidas, taking on Collis. He spoke about it on that interview we did, Croaks. He was I knew what the plan was because I used to train with him. He's this will be the tactics that they're going to use against me. That bomber jacket as well. Boy, oh boy.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that. I'm going to go searching for one of them, though.
Oh, you haven't seen the jacket? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, though.
I know I've seen the jacket on Instagram, but I've never seen it. It might be a special Stewie one of one.
I think it was just for him.
Really?
Good comment from Izzy Bat Doyle here in the comments. She's commented Blue Eyes 6'5". It's a song lyric or something, isn't it? Looking for a guy in finance, Blue Eyes 6'5". You heard that song? I think that's what she's talking about. Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, she got a husband?
Yeah, I think she's got, she's just doing it as a joke. Oh, don't go starting any other whispers in your Moose. Stay away.
Hey, you're bringing that up. Out of the 195 comments, that's the one you picked out.
It was a pretty good one. She got 33 likes for it. Jack Rayner's comment: "Does this mean you're not coming to training next Tuesday?"
See, I like that one. That's a funny comment.
Yeah.
How many likes did that get?
That's a thing, though. These guys still all like each other. You need a bit of hatred between the groups.
Some of them don't like each other. I know that for a fact.
Do you?
Yeah, well, you do too.
Do you, Croaks? I'm trying to think. Their training partners hate each other.
You got a Melbourne Track Club guy that moved to the OAC very early days.
Oh, yeah. But I'd say the person he hates isn't really in the scene anymore.
Yeah.
That stuff should come out one day because that was bullshit behaviour.
I'm sure it will. We just got to ask the right questions of the interviewee one day. Although the problem is, bloke's a lawyer too.
Yeah.
He ain't going to talk about that stuff on it.
Basically said his name without saying his name, Moose.
Yeah. Box Hill Burn, I said it before, keep a watch on these fields. Some big names going around. What else do I have here? Oh, the Bowman. See how I love how they did this. They released their 3 headliners, which this is a Nike meet. So they kind of just announced their big 3 Nike guys as the headliners. I'm sure there's going to be as bigger names to come in. Like a Josh Kerr could come in and he would also be, or a Yared Nagoose, and he would also be classified as headliner. But they said, hey, we've got Sam Ruthe, we've got Cam Myers, we've got Cole Hocker as our 3 Nike headliners. And there's going to be more to come. But that's going to be good, seeing those three in action.
When's that?
July or something normally?
Yeah, they've gone early, haven't they? Yeah. They've gone real early. I think it's May. I used to remember being in, it used to always be Christchurch half marathon weekend. Prefontaine Classic.
That's a good meet, the old Christchurch half.
Yeah, you won it, didn't you, Croaks?
Let me have a look when this Prefontaine Classic is.
Could you get over there again?
Imagine how easy these blokes get injured every few weeks.
July 3rd and 4th.
69.15 you need to run, Croaks. We need more races getting on board to sponsor these Australian record attempts. We've got to start capitalising on this form he's in. All right,
Moose on the loose.
That's me done. Moose on the loose. What do you got, Moose?
Well, firstly, I'd just like to remind everyone of the Inside Running podcast partnership with the running company Geelong. So Jimmy Friend's still there, wheeling and dealing. Any Patreons of the top 2 tiers, the Moose on the Loose and the, what's the other one? The Elite?
Extra elite. Yeah.
Extra Elite. Yeah, you get access to Jimmy Friend, who will find you anything that you want, and you get 10% off if you're a Patreon member. There's a big release coming out that we might even hook you up with soon, early March. A lot of chat about it on the socials. Everyone knows.
I'm just checking the website at the moment. This is insiderunningpodcast.com/shop our favourites, dash in between the 3 words at the end there.
Yep.
What do we got? Pumas. Was that the Puma
Pumas
Fast R?
Puma Fast R is up there.
Oh, I wore that shoe on, I should have said in my weekly recap, I wore those for the 3K reps, and now I understand the hype.
Yeah. They're powerful shoe. Powerful. Punchy. The Deviate, like the shoe that the Elite 4, that's a brilliant shoe. That's out as well. Geelong doesn't have them just yet, but hit us up because we'll get them very soon.
Just on this, is this like a Vaporfly, Alphafly thing, but Puma's version, or a Metaspeed Edge Sky?
It's like
So personally, I feel like the Deviate Nitro Elite is more like a Vaporfly than it is a Metaspeed. It's quite stiff. I like it. Like I was almost going to wear that one at Sydney, the 5K, because I feel like that and the Next Percent 4 were sort of similar for me. Bit low, just bit lower. Feels a bit lower stack.
It is.
As well.
It's a little bit low. It's a bit more like it's at every. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So anyway, it is like chuck through. You hit a link on there. You submit a form. Jimmy's eagerly awaiting at the other end. Hook you up with nutrition and stuff too. If you've used all your precision codes, easy way to get some precision for a little less. Anyway, Moose on the Loose. I was out mountain biking today and I rode past someone who gave me absolute donuts in the middle of the bush. I thought, okay, start to go through my head. Let's rank the friendliest to the least friendly shared trail users. So I've got here the Run Crew member. And when I say Run Crew, I'm talking about not like the Sydney Run Crew athlete. I'm talking about the New Wave Run Clubber, the trail runner, a mountain bike rider, a bird watcher, a dog walker, or a hiker. I want to hear, who have you got as the friendliest out of those few?
Well, so being in Mulligans, dogs aren't allowed in Mulligans, so I don't see many dog walkers in there. I'm going to go. I find the bird watchers aren't very friendly in Mulligans.
No, they're the bottom of my list. The bird watcher sits in the basement of this list. They are the least friendly people you'll ever meet if you're out running. I don't know whether it's because you're disturbing the birds or what, but I've run into a few of them and they just scowl at you as you go past.
I reckon there was a bird watcher one day that, because they often have a bit of like camo gear, and this guy was carrying something that looked like a bloody rifle, and I literally shat myself that there was a guy with a gun in Mulligans. But I reckon it was for his bird watching,
like a telescope.
Yeah, yeah, they're the least friendly that I've experienced.
Let's put them on the bottom then. Put them on the bottom.
I'll edit this document as we're going because we'll forget otherwise. Bird watchers have been moved to position 6.
So I'm going to put mountain bikers a long way back, a long way down too. So mountain bikers can go second bottom actually, because we've run into so many mountain bikers on our long runs and they get really irritated that you're out there on the trails, even though they're not mountain bike trails. They're like everybody's trails, shared trails. They scowl like they think you're interrupting their ride. So yeah, they're the second bottom. Who's at the top though?
The dog walkers are interesting because I feel like it's a a big range with the dog walkers. Some
Yeah.
dog walkers I see are super friendly. Morning, Brady. How you going? Like, have a great day, yada, yada. But then you got the ones that have got the dogs off the chain and it's like your fault that their dog chases you and you nearly end up in a punch-on. So it's like, in general, I think they probably come in the middle. But if you only had friendly dog walkers, you could put them at the top. Or if they were pricks, you could have them at the bottom.
I feel like the hikers are pretty friendly people. They're very chilled. They're out there. They're enjoying nature. They're not exerting themselves too strenuously, so they're happy to have a chat. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go them pretty high.
Chuck them at the top. Chuck them at the top for now, and we'll see if anyone replaces them.
So run crews, I can't like we got a smaller run crew in town, like a Chugamima run club, and they are all friendly. But I think that run crew is completely different. The Torquay run crew, Sydney run crews.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can comment on run crews.
I've run into the big run crews because they're so big. They've got that like group vibe where it's a bubble. So no one outside their bubble exists when you run past them. And they're pretty much like, I'm having a conversation within my bubble. There's enough of a group here where we don't have to acknowledge passers-by, or we're here where the front and center. So I'm going to put them fairly low, actually.
And they'd take up the whole path, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah. There's no way you're getting past them.
Let's drop them in between dog walkers and mountain bike riders.
And I reckon I would have dog walkers above trail walkers. I think most dog walkers, if you go to the effort to say hello to them, they'll be all right. So I'd go hikers, dog walkers, then trail runners.
Trail runners at the top. Walkers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So dog walkers after hikers, and then trail runners
up the top.
Yeah.
And trail runners are just runners, aren't they?
Trail runners are pretty friendly crews. I don't know. I reckon I'm putting trail runners were going to be my 1 or 2.
Yeah. I think how we've got it at the moment. Trail runners, hikers, dog walkers, run crews, mountain bike riders, bird watchers.
Well, how do you distinguish between like us out running on trails versus a trail runner?
Well, trail runners wear lots of fluoro stuff, and they've normally got a pack on, and they have like a floppy hat.
Yeah, I got a couple of guys like this at work, and when I run past them, I end up running with them and talking like they're just me.
Well, they also we're pretty much we do the same thing. So it's like hey,
we do the same thing, but your trails aren't trails, Craigs, for a trail runner. Yeah, like a trail runner's not going to fucking Mulligan's going, let's go for a trail run and run on this massively groomed, bloody beautiful path. Like they're going and running the single track up the side of a mountain. That's what a trail runner's doing. Yeah. So different, very different. And they tend to carry more kit with them. And they're very they've got their own, like the trail running industry. It's like a whole industry on top of the running industry where they make products purely for trail running. And the brands cater only for trail runners. So, yeah.
Good chat, Moose. I enjoyed that. Feel free to do your own rankings. Put them in the Patreon comments.
No doubt will offend a few people, but personal opinion piece here. Talk to one of our lawyers up here, either Mark or Matt.
Have you got a problem?
What triggered this? Because you've obviously come up with all of these different types of people. Was it you got nothing from a bird watcher and you're like, bird watchers are the worst. I'm going to put them at the bottom, and then I'll just start thinking of all the other people I see out on the trails?
I've never had a good experience with a bird watcher. I'll put it that way. And there's a lot of bird watchers that are in Kagura Park, where I do a lot of running. So but today I was middle of the bush, midday, not a single soul around. And I rode past a hiker, and I felt like I'm on my bike. So I get treated differently, I think, than if I was a runner. I think people acknowledge bikers way less because they're sort of going a bit faster or whatever, and they've got a helmet on. You can't see, and big glasses. And I remember, and I rode past and I thought, that was a very unfriendly interaction. Like for two people living in a small town out sharing a very niche trail. And then it got me thinking, I'm like, well, if I was running, would I be treated differently here? And then I remember thinking, I often run past riders and we don't really acknowledge each other because they're going fast. So, and then anyway, that's where I got going.
That's good. Listener question, Croaks.
All right, this episode's listener question is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. And we're going to go with the use of Nomeo, bicarb, race shoes, caffeine pills, etc. for workouts. Are we just avoiding the adversities that we need to experience to get stronger mentally? That question comes from Jack Davis.
Decent question.
Yeah.
Why
do you like the question, Moose?
Because these things are all designed to make us perform. They're designed to help us perform better. And I think I don't think I think you could tweak this question to go with the increase in threshold training popularity. As I think that's more of what I'm trying to get at here, is that are we avoiding adversity in training with this focus on always staying under control and being sensible with our training, as well as like the calf stuff. Like, if you do a long workout in these new shoes, you're not feeling the muscular like discomfort that you would if you were in other shoes, I don't think. But I do think there's been a fairly strong movement towards like threshold type efforts where you're in control rather than the hard training that's existed in the past. And I do think that people chase arenas that are conducive to easier training. So what he also could have put here, I think, is finding courses that are flat, fast, and comfortable. I see it a lot. Is it people are chasing workout spots and
soft wins, Moose.
Yeah, soft wins. What's that? On's campaign, soft wins. And there was when I hope I'm not don't do this a lot, but when I was running well, especially before Lake Biwa, and even that Berlin Marathon in the first one that we did, when I did the winter of workouts in Ballarat, I remember doing some of the hardest, longest, toughest marathon sessions in like hilly areas with sideways rain and wind. And I got to race day and it just felt like an absolute dream. It felt like it was cheating because of how good the conditions were and how running with other people felt and how flat the course was and how open it was and how accessible your nutrition was, tables everywhere. And I remember thinking, oh man, training is so much harder than this race. And these days, I reckon people get to the race and they're like, oh, there's a bridge in this race. I've never run over a hill before. Like, what's going on? This is not a fast course. And I just think there has been a movement towards finding easy training stimulus rather than like exposing yourself to some hard shit.
Yeah, that's a good point you make, Moose, because I originally looked at it and I went, well, of all those things you've listed, the only thing that I ever use for a workout is race shoes. Because when I first read all that stuff, I'm like, okay, I'll take that stuff for a race, but I'm still going to rinse myself as much as I possibly can, whether I take that stuff or not. So I don't feel like that stuff's going to affect my mentality. But in terms of the difference now from training to racing, it's huge. Like, I'll give you an example. Back when we used to train, I used to have a pair of spikes that I would use purely for training, and they were generally like probably a little bit heavier. So then when you go to race day, there's something different to training. It's like you're putting on this different pair of spikes that's super light. Same on the roads. You used to do like road sessions in a lightweight trainer, and then you'd go race day and you'd have the lightest racing flat possible. So you put that on and you feel like you're 10% fitter because you've changed something from training to racing. Whereas now I rock up to the track and I'm basically wearing the same shoes that I'm going to be wearing on the race on Saturday. So there's nothing there to really like amp yourself up or look forward to like a performance enhancement for the race, other than say the Nomio or the caffeine tablets that I would have before a race. So yeah, I sort of get that point.
Don't they delay the feeling of like lactic though, the pain?
Yeah.
Like Nomio and then the bicarb?
Yeah, but I still think you're still going to rinse, like,
did you use it Saturday?
The same amount. What was that?
Did you use it Saturday?
Yeah, so I've used it both races.
Nomio?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bicarb?
No bicarb. I've never used bicarb.
But let's say you used a bicarb. You rinse yourself the same amount you rinse yourself on Saturday, but the time's 14:55.
Yeah, but that doesn't change anything to do with the mentality.
I
You're
know,
still
that's what I'm
rinsing
saying.
yourself. Yeah.
But you would be happy to use it in a race day situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like legal.
There wouldn't be too many people. Oh yeah, I suppose with the shoes. People don't use bicarb for training though, do they?
It's pretty expensive.
Maybe some elites.
Nah, Toby and I found
some
some cheap stuff.
Is it in the supermarket?
Nah.
Mix it up.
It's on aid station.
Put a spoon of it in your mouth and put a mouthful of water in, swish it around.
It's on aid station. You should start stocking it, Moose.
What's it called?
Fly Carb. Pack of 3, $41.
That's still expensive.
Single hit, $14. $14 is nothing. If you're paying $350 for a pair of shoes.
Yeah, that's true.
$14.
Bicarb though is pretty volatile for athletes. Like it does create some proper issues if you're going a bit longer or if you're not confident in it. It's a real risk. I
got some. I'm going to test it out in a workout. I'll feed back to you. Toby's like, nah, just use it for a race. I'm like, no, I do not want to risk this going wrong in a race.
I guess the other thing that's slightly related to this, Moose, is like I like running long runs over hills because that's obviously more difficult than it is on the flat. Like, and so when I then get to a flat race or a flat run, it's going to feel significantly easier. So I do agree that there's a time and a place to definitely do hard things in training so that, you know, racing feels somewhat easier.
Just so I know, Nomio keeps your threshold lower and then bicarb makes you not feel it. Is that what this is?
No, I think bicarb, I think they're sort of similar in a way. I think bicarb neutralizes the lactic acid. So it's like a buffering system, and Nomio does the same thing. So if your body's producing a certain amount of lactate, this helps contain it.
Okay. Which would then keep your, bring your heart rate down.
My heart rate down, but it's more your muscles can continue to fire and work because lactate's the thing that's going to
when you the edge.
In the last 100 when I start running up and down on the spot, it's because my leg's full of lactate and the muscles just aren't contracting and working properly. So if you can reduce the lactate, then maybe I can run that 62 with that 19-year-old as opposed to running the 68.
Well, you kind of you can run longer before you hit the threshold.
Okay. I'll test it. What workout should I test it out in? A monofartlek or something? Something you're working pretty hard.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
You want it to be a hard workout.
Might do a 5K time trial at park run or something. Nah, you don't want to shit yourself at park run. Not the place to do it.
Not you in Echuca. You're the golden boy.
I'm doing a panel discussion this Thursday night at the Chuka Sports Star of the Year Awards. Can I tell you about that?
You up for it? You up for an award?
No, I didn't get nominated for the award, but they said, "Can you come and do the panel discussion?" I said,
"How many years you won that award?"
No, just once. It's really hard to win.
How much you charge for that? For that rock?
No, I do it for free. Anything in this postcode, I do for free, like schools, corporate gigs.
How's that personal website of yours still going? Does it still work?
Shut it down. He shut it down. I tried it the other day.
It was too expensive paying the fees every year.
I sent it to 50 people and they all come back and said it's not working anymore.
Yeah. What about, they said, "Do you want to do this speaking thing?" I said, "Yeah, no worries." And then they replied saying, "Well, can you send us a few photos of yourself and a bio?" And I'm like, "Isn't that your job?" Like, I don't have to write my own bio if you've asked me to speak.
You could link them. Just link them somewhere.
Yeah,
just link them to.
Just rip anything off my Instagram.
Send that YouTube video of the mile race through.
Oh, I've just been watching it while you guys were talking about that question. You know, I closed in one. I think I closed in 54 croaks. 54. That's a great race, actually.
You closed in 54.
Yeah.
Well, I'm zooming in at the clock. I reckon when the
no
bell goes,
chance
I
closed
actually,
in 54.
yeah, there's no way.
I've got the bell at 3:18. What time did I say I ran?
What's your 800-meter PB?
Well, it's in pros. It's on the grass.
Yes, he only ran 750.
I think I ran like 152
That is actually hilarious.
Do the maths on this. I've hit the bell in this video footage. I'm at the bell at 3:18.2, and my PB for a mile, what was it? 3:15.3. Nah.
Yeah, 57.
And also,
that is a huge difference.
That clock,
57.
You said it was hand timed for one, dodgy.
50 miles. I got a clock on the video.
Who knows that clock could have gone off differently from the start or whatever. That is some suspect PB.
There's nearly a punch on at the bell here. Yeah, anyway.
He's really been trying to pump up his ego this episode, hasn't he?
Because you've been smacking him. You've been smacking him in like
Croak's got that New South Wales record, so I'm feeling real threatened. Anyway, that was a list of questions. That was brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. Visit precisionhydration.com and use the code IRP2026 for 15% off your first order. What's coming up? Osaka Marathon's coming up. We went through that at the end of last week's show. A couple of ladies in action over there, including Caitlin Adams in her second marathon.
Brad Carlefelt as well.
Brad Osaka. Yeah, okay. Box Hill Burn. Barcelona, we're recording on Sunday night. Barcelona, we'll get splits, won't we, Croaks? Didn't they start at 6 o'clock?
Not sure.
Let's just see if we can get a Jack Rayner split before we end the show, because there was people talking. Even Zaka, he's like, I reckon he can break the Australian record.
Yeah, I had people message me as well.
Many hours later.
He did it. Wow. Phone started lighting up like 50 minutes after we got off air here. 59.50. That's unofficial. Like that's 20 minutes to go after he crossed the line. I didn't even know what Chriso ran yet, but he takes Brett Robinson's Australian record. What was that? 59.57. I'm gonna say. Maybe takes 7 seconds off it. Yeah, 59.57 from the 2nd of Feb 2020. We'll talk about it all in more detail next week, but huge run from Jack Rayner. First Australian record of the year on the roads, gonna call it. Wow, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll go through splits and stuff, all that kind of stuff, in more detail next week on the weekly show. But Chriso was there. He'll be able to tell us more, Patreon supporters, with the OG monthly, which will be coming out during the week.
All right, boys. I am going to leave you now while you watch this.
We're doing a watch party for a race we don't know anyone's in other than Jack and Chriso. All right, boys, that's the show. See us later. We'll do it all again next week.
Have a good week. See you in Canberra, Moose.
Oh, that's
yes,
Gebry Wet there.
Yeah.
Gebry Wet's out in front. 57.40 guy. See you, boys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. It was proudly brought to you by Say Sky. You can shop the full range at saysky.com, where you can also score 15% off with our exclusive discount code using the code IRP15 when you check out.